Hi guys, so what I wanted to talk to you guys about today is shape. So there's a couple of different shape families. One of them is geometric shapes and the other is organic shapes. So we're going to talk about the difference between those. Geometric shapes are generally man-made, whether with a machine or anything like that. So these are man-made shapes. Sometimes you'll find them in nature, but generally organic shapes are nature shapes. They're kind of those wiggly waggly kind of shapes. So what we're going to do today is we're going to practice using both of these shape families. We're going to start by using our organic shapes to fill in our whole paper. So we're going to be practicing organic shapes and using the entire paper. We're going to end up with something that looks a little bit like this. So let's start. I'm going to grab my white piece of paper, and what I want to do is I'm going to make an organic shape, or a free-form shape it's also called, and I'm going to start up in a corner. That's where I kind of like to start. It's a little bit harder if you start in the middle of your paper. So I'm going to start up in the corner, and I'm going to make a free-form shape. It's just kind of those wiggly, crazy looking shapes, right? Now, make sure that when you do this, you do connect the line that you've created to create a shape. If you just leave it as a line, if you just do this and you don't connect it, it's not a shape, it's just a line. So we are making shapes, so you have to complete that. Now, I left a little gap right here in the corner, so I might want to add some little crazy shape in there. So what I'm going to do, it's almost like playing a game, is I'm going to leave a space in between each one of my shapes. I don't want them to overlap or touch each other. So I'm going to then go to my next little space here, and I'm going to create some other kind of geometric or free-form shape. Notice that I did not touch the shape before it. And these can be big. If you want them to be small, it's a little bit more challenging, or if you want this to be easier, you can make a really big one. It's entirely up to you. If you want to do small, again, that's more challenging. So I'm going to fill in my space, make sure they don't touch. Oh, there's a little space right there. You don't want to leave any big gaps. So fill in. Don't touch, don't touch, don't touch. So I'm practicing using my whole paper. Some of us have been doing like a single drawing. I've been seeing you guys do a lot of those where it's just a single object in the middle of the paper and then you leave the rest of the paper blank. When you do that, your artwork doesn't really look complete. So I want you to practice using your whole paper, and this is going to help us. It's also going to help us explore using free-form shapes, wigglies. Almost done. Oh, don't touch. Almost did. Getting there. I think I could do that. Maybe a little shape in there. Okay. So once you have filled in your whole paper, then what you're going to do is you're going to choose a couple of shapes, maybe 3 geometric shapes, and you want them to be nice and big. So my favorite shape, of course, is a circle. So I am going to draw a really big circle, but I'm going to leave room for my other shapes. That's not a perfect circle. That's okay. If you want to trace things that are the shape that you want, that's fine too. Let's see. I'm going to do, how about a square? Alright, got that. And if I want to do one here, or I could do a smaller one up here, that is fine. How about a triangle? You could overlap them if you want, if you wanted to make it even more challenging. Alright, so once you're done with this, you're going to color in the shapes inside your geometric shapes. So you're going to color the freeform or the organic shapes inside your geometric shapes, and leave these ones out here not colored in. If you want, and you can actually mess around with that a little bit, if you want to try coloring these in, and then coloring these in maybe different colors. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, so if I'm looking at the one that's finished, so I colored these in some cool colors, and I made this a different set of colors, and I made this a different set of colors. Maybe I can find a color that I have not used at all and then color in these shapes. That might be interesting. Or just leave them alone. I did notice when I used my orange and my red together that it was hard to tell the difference, so I came back with a black marker and kind of outlined those geometric shapes again. So this is really good practice. It's going to be practice for using your whole paper. It's also going to be practice using your freeform or geometric shapes, both. So geometric shapes, remember those are man-made, and then your freeform or your organic shapes are typically nature-made, not man-made. So I hope you guys have fun with this. It's really good practice. It will make you guys work a little bit harder using the whole page, and I hope you guys have fun.